Hello, everyone. Uh, yeah, I just thought I would record some video content uh, because I never do really. Um, I'm always posting, and I think it's sometimes better to show analysis visually. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to elaborate on my recent Bitcoin post. Um, it's difficult at the minute. It's very difficult to predict any direction. Uh, could go down, could go up, could go sideways. All scenarios, right? But there is wave structure that we can look at. There is previous movements to look at. If indeed we've topped in 2025 at 126k. Anyway, look, before I start, I've got to get this disclaimer out of the way. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute financial, investment, or legal advice. Cryptocurrency investments are highly volatile and risky. Always do your own research and consult with a financial professional. Okay, we've got that out of the way. So let's take a look at this Bitcoin daily chart. Um, 2021, okay, we topped here. And as Benjamin Cowan says, we topped on euphoria because look, it goes vertically up, and the fear and greed index was at high greed, and everyone and their aunt was buying crypto, and it was euphoric. Sorry. So we topped up there, and that was the cycle top. But we came down and had a retracement. Okay, and we came all the way down to here, 32,000, and we had a retracement upwards. And the orange circle highlights where the retracement took us to. It took us to between the 0.382 fib retracement and the zero point 0.5 fib retracement. Now, all this means 0.5 is 50% of the drop. That's literally all it means. So from here at the top 69k to here at the bottom 33k, a 0.5 retracement is the price traveling 50% up. So that's all it means. So when you're saying 702 retracement, which is a typical retracement level after bull markets before things roll over and collapse on themselves, 702 just means 70.2% of the drop retraced. Okay. But if you notice here, we touch the blue line precisely, which is the 200-day moving average. And we haven't touched it in our retracement here. So if we go to present day, we can see the cycle top here at 126,000 on Bitcoin. And if that was the cycle top, okay, then we've gone into a big drop. We've gone further down, you see, so that complicates things. But our retracement here was also between the 0.382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement. But we didn't hit the blue, the 200-day moving average, which is, let's have a look. It looks to be around 104,000, but that is dropping every day slowly, as you can see, sloping down, whilst price remains under here. I was gonna, yeah, in my post, basically, we can see a 5-wave move up, which is a typical impulsive pattern in a bull market. We have 5 waves up. We have an impulsive wave, a corrective wave, an impulsive wave, a corrective wave, and a 5th wave to the top. And this isn't really speculative. This is 5 waves up. You can clearly see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now after 5 waves, we have what's called an ABC correction, and that's just 3 waves. So you have an A wave down, a B wave up, and a C wave down. Now, if we're doing the ABC now, we see an A there, a B there back up to wherever it got to, 95k, and we're in the C leg now. So we can measure the C leg as being equidistant to the A leg. And if we do that, I've put it on the chart here. It's the orange pasted bars that we can see here. If we get a typical C leg, it takes us all the way down to 52,000, which conveniently marries up with the support from this cluster here, which had one, two, three bounces before it went all the way up again. So that could happen if indeed we are in the C leg. Um, if it's a weaker C leg, which can be about 0.6 times the length of the A wave, I put it in the purple here. So that would take us to the origin of impulse. Now, the origin of impulse is this level here, where we began the impulse into the next sort of breakaway from this cluster. And that would line up perfectly with that area. Now, that I have said for quite a while now is like an invalidation point for the bull market continuing. If we were to drop below that, then I think we're going to be hovering around 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, whatever price it hovers around at, in an accumulation range for quite some time. Maybe even up till like October, November, typically where the market bottoms out after the 4-year cycle top. And we do have precedence of this. If we go back all the way to 2020, I've gone back too far. Here, origin of impulse was here, and we go up and come back down, and then we slam back down on the COVID drop right to the origin of impulse, where everyone was saying it's over. Crypto's dead. It's absolutely over. People were angry. I mean, I remember the time, and people were angry. People were scared. People were fudding. And then look how quickly it V-bottoms out of there. So that was the origin of impulse there. It hit it. Fear and greed index hit very, very low levels there. Look at the RSI. Very, very low. And we can compare that to today as well. And we bounced out of there. So that's where I get my bull market invalidation thesis from, because it's just mirroring that from 2020. So that's if that's an ABC leg. Okay, we could bottom out here, but who knows? We shall see. Now, what was I going to say? Extra. Yeah. So the problem is that we had an ABC correction here. Was that the A? And then that retracement there, the B, and then we went into the C leg right down here. So, are we still in the A leg? And now we're about to go into the B leg, up here somewhere, to hit that 200-day moving average, where hopefully Bitcoin dominance will drop as altcoins outperform. We could get that. We could get some explosive movements on this retrace. So we've either got the scenario where we're in the C leg now and we've got to bottom out. I know we've had a little relief rally today, which is nice to see, but ultimately I think we need to bottom on a strong wick, which shows that sellers failed to get down and strong volume came in from buyers, and we can then look to see that we've bottomed. I mean, we could, where did we get to? We got to 74,500. It might just be that we have to just tap into like 71k, and everyone starts screaming, we're going to 60k, we're going to 50k, and it just doesn't happen, and we just bottom there, and then upwards we go again. Bull market resumed. 4-year cycle theorists in absolute shock and awe as price rallies all the way on up into new all-time highs. It can happen because we're in the future now. Okay, we're getting further and further away from speculation. We've got real institutional demand. We've got more and more supply locked away, and we're going into an easing cycle eventually when data comes out to support more rate cuts and more quantitative easing than the market suggests. Um, Zooming out again, let's look at the RSI. The RSI is down here on the daily at 23. I mean, if you look at every other single time we got down to these levels, we're bouncing. You get down there, look, we go straight up again. You get down there, we go straight up again. That one's a really low one, and then boom, within half a year, it's doubled. Every single time, basically. Now, at the very, 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 very bottom of the market, or the bottom of the ABC leg from 2021, got down to like 20. So there's room to go a bit further. If this came down to like 20 and then we started to sort of see that wick that I was talking about at 60,000, that would be great. Well, maybe not 60,000, 65,000, whatever price range, apples and oranges, 60k, 65, 70k. Makes no difference if Bitcoin's going to 200,000, 250,000 in a year or two. So the RSI is already low. That's fantastic. And crypto fear and greed index is at 15. That is very, very, very low. We're in extreme fear. So typically we're looking for a reversal. Now the reversal might be 1 month away, it might be 2 months away. This can stay down here for a bit, but it doesn't stay down there for too long. So we are looking for prices to reverse. I think there's obviously more money to be made on the upside now than there is to the downside. The other thing I want to take a look at is stablecoin, get away advert, stablecoin dominance. I like to use US dollar tether dominance plus US dollar circle dominance, the two biggest stablecoins. Now I was watching this for ever since here. Every time we go up here, obviously it's a good time to accumulate altcoins. It's a good time to accumulate Bitcoin because it's risk off. As stablecoin dominance is going up, investors are moving into stablecoins. They're risking off. And when it's going down, they're risking on. Down here, you want to be selling if you're in good profit. You want to be at least taking some risk off. Up here, you want to be accumulating. This has been sort of faffing about in this range. And as it started to go down, I really, really convinced myself this was it. This is the leg. This is going down violently now, like it has in previous cycles. But for whatever reasons, we're seeing a bit of risk off due to macro, the new Fed chair not being so dovish as people thought, and Iran war perhaps, and the cycle being over and people thinking it's over until of course it isn't. So I'm watching this. We're sort of in this area of resistance, and this is a good area to accumulate altcoins. Moving on to my next window, why is it a good area to accumulate altcoins? Because we're in the bottoming channel against Bitcoin. So this is the others chart, which is the top 90 cryptocurrencies out of the top 100. So it doesn't include the top 10 by market cap. So it's a really good proxy for altcoins, like the average movement of the altcoin. And look, we're down in the bottoming channel again. So here, good time to buy. Here, good time to buy. Here, probably a good time to accumulate altcoins. That's going to be the October wick, I think. Yeah, that's that horrible October crash wick. So we're down in that channel, and eventually we're going to make a move up. But whether it goes all the way up here, like in 2021, I'm just not sure. Because 2021 was a very, very special environment with lots of liquidity, unprecedented amounts of liquidity due to COVID, unprecedented amounts of people staying at home and being bored and being introduced to the world of investing and retail mania and NFTs and everything like that. So I don't know if we do get all the way up there, and especially if Bitcoin just does its little retrace now to say 104,000, 107,000 or something like that. If it moved up there quickly, then we could potentially see something like that, and then we bottom out and we take our profits here. I mean, that's still quite a good move. On average, where are we now? 135% gain on average for all of our altcoins. Some would do a times two, some would do a times three. And obviously, it depends on the Bitcoin price. Actually, if the Bitcoin price is going up to where I say, then 135% is going to turn into like a 200% move. So this is a good accumulation range. I know it's painful at the minute, coins dropping so much. But when coins drop, you've kind of got to see the silver lining and realize that it's an opportunity to make even more money. You know, you can look at it one way, think, oh, I've spent so much money and now I'm in so much red and I've lost so much money. Or you could think, okay, I've lost money. I'm going to dollar cost average. I can afford to do this. I'm calm about this, and I think prices will go up and I'll buy more. You see, I did this exact thing in 2018. I first bought XRP at 60 cents, and from 2018 to 2020, it dropped. It just dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped, and it got to 10 cents on that COVID drop, and I actually bought some then. So imagine how much I was down and how frustrated I was with it. But I bought some more at 10 cents, thinking that was the bottom, and it was the bottom. And you know, a few years later, last year, last November, December, January, I was closing XRP trades at $3. So you know, it's not going to happen for every coin in the future that does that. Obviously, XRP is a special case, and things aren't doomed to repeat. But that just shows you that instead of despairing, you can do two things. Well, you can do three things. You can either despair and get angry and do nothing, and then price might come back, but you haven't dollar cost average, so your profit is little. You can cut your losses, which is fine. Do that, whatever. Move on to the next thing. Or you can dollar cost average and buy more, and if the price goes up, you're making money. So next, let's just take a look at H bar for an example. H bar is, I mean, I was so disappointed up here. I really, 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 really thought this was going higher. I did take some profits back in, when was it? 2024, December, I think, or the January. Here, the January, I did take some profits. I think I had like 50,000 H bar, and I think I took 10,000 off at the heights, and I was buying at 5 cents average then, and we got up to 40 cents. So it was a times 8. So it's really, really good. I remember sharing the profit trades, and it was such a good feeling. But in hindsight, yes, I should have just closed it all. But we make mistakes. We make mistakes. Anyway, here we are, and I've been buying more and more and more. I held off all of this way. I didn't even buy here. I didn't even buy here. I didn't buy here. I didn't buy here. I didn't buy here. And I just started to buy here at 11 or 12 cents. And if you've noticed, I've started to buy a little more here. And could we dip back into the channel here? The support channel that I've drawn, which is showing let's see, 6.5 cents to 5 cents basically. So I do think anywhere now down to 6 cents is a really, really good buy. But it might not get there. It might not get there. And look at the RSI again. The RSI is bottoming out right at the bottom. Right at the bottom here. What level are we on? We're on 27. And you can look at the line there on the screen to show that every single time this level was matched, we had lows. We had fear in the markets and lows. So it's a good time to be accumulating, in my opinion. HBAR is a fantastic coin, absolutely fantastic coin with huge potential. I'm not going to talk about the fundamentals of it in its use case in this video, but I've done posts on it before quite frequently. It's fantastic opportunity, I think, in my opinion, to buy here. But not financial advice. We don't know the future, but we've just got to speculate on things with amazing use cases and amazing potential at proven value that we have in the past. One touch, two touch, three touch, four touch, five touch, six touch, seven touch, eight touch, really good one to buy there. Seven touch, even up from that wick. So every single time has been a great opportunity. And every time it touches down here, you'll get people saying, no, this is going to zero. Don't buy this. Don't buy it. It's going to zero. It's rubbish. Everything bleeds against Bitcoin forever. Whatever. Every time it's proven to be a good value buy.